Hello YouTube, this is Shadow Walker 1776 again. I'd like to do a little review here today. One of the things I'm going to be doing a little bit different is I'm going to shift over, and with it being springtime and some people getting into the idea of prepping, I'm going to talk a little bit about some different types of fishing gear and fishing equipment. Just so that you understand where I'm coming from when I talk about fishing equipment. I am a fisherman, I am not an angler. And that has a little bit different opinions on things. An angler is someone who fishes for sport and recreation. Fishermen, well, they generally have to derive their livelihood from the sea, or in some cases, large river systems. So with that said, I just want to let you know that you understand where I'm coming from when I talk about fishing items. I'm talking from the perspective of a fisherman. What we have today is from Columbia River Knife and Tool, is a knife which has been developed for the fisherman. Actually, it was developed by a fisherman himself named Tom Veff. And with that said, let's show you what Tom came up with. First off, it comes with a blade safety cover. I am not going to call this a sheath because it has no way of attaching to your belt. But it just simply protects the user and the blade from each other. To get this off, I generally just push down and pull it off. If you attempt to pull this off like a regular knife sheath, you stand a very strong chance of injuring yourself. The knife itself is constructed of two CR13 steel. It has a 4 1/4 inch blade, which is 0.065 inches thick. It has a propylene handle, which has, I guess they call this jimping on the top to help with the grip. It's actually a very comfortable grip, and yes, even when your hands are wet or slippery after you've been cleaning some fish, or I use this to cut bait with a lot. It comes with a series of grooves on the top, which are there for two reasons. One is it can allow you to get down in there and have something to hold on to when doing very detailed work. The other thing is it's designed to be used as a fish scaler. I've never used it as a fish scaler. I have other scaling tools myself that I use instead. It has a flat grind right here, great for cutting up fish. One reason I made a comment that this was developed by a fisherman is that when you go to cut, your knuckles never come in contact with the cutting surface, where a lot of bait knives that they put out on the market are just absolutely straight. So that was kind of nice. Also, here it has a serration. As you notice, the serrations are not pointed. This is designed to cut through nylon rope. The problem is with a lot of serrated knives, especially the ones that come to little points, is they hang up on the nylon, and then the nylon fills in and clogs the serrations. So this is designed to cut through nylon rope without getting filled up. The other thing it comes with is what they call a spoon. This is used on certain types of fish like salmon, where you have to go in and clean out a blood groove, or a blood vein, I'm sorry, and it has serrations on it as well, so that you can come in there. In the old days, a lot of fishermen either used their fingernails, or they would actually use a regular spoon to clean it with. But it comes with what they call a bead blast finish on the blade. It's an excellent knife. It markets for around $14. If you were to happen to lose this overboard, it's not a real shame, because it didn't cost you $75 or $100. It's an extremely useful knife. I have a lanyard on it only because it hangs on the side of my utility bucket that I carry a lot of my fishing gear in. So I hope you find this little information useful, and if you're looking for something for your tackle box or your fishing bucket, if you use a 5-gallon bucket instead, you'll find it very useful for a lot of the chores around the boat. And actually, I think it would even be a handy camp knife. So for $14, $15, you can't go wrong. So I hope you enjoyed this. I want to thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And as always, watch your six.